If you can believe it, these started as a fitted sheet with 2 holes in it. If you saw my video where I shared the progress of my wardrobe over the last year, I also touched on some wardrobe gaps that I noticed within my closet, and I don't need anything. I have plenty of clothes, but I do love fashion, and these were some things that I felt like could expand the possibilities of the wardrobe that I already have and build on the outfits that I'm already making. So one of those wardrobe gaps was a sort of wide leg printed pant. So I looked on websites here and there, trying to see if anything felt like it checked all my boxes. I wanted something high rise. I wanted it to be in 100% natural fiber, preferably a cotton. I wanted it to be in a print that I felt like fit in with the rest of my style. And I also wanted it to have like a comfortable waist, preferably an elastic waist. So nothing was really ticking the boxes. Pieces were either mid-rise or non-stretch, or they just weren't the right color or print. And so nothing was 100% fitting the bill for me. Enter these sheets. I bought these sheets at Target a couple of years ago and I love them. I'm somebody that will switch out my bedding a lot if I'm kind of over the color scheme or the print scheme. But I had kept the same sheet set on my bed for like years. And so eventually they definitely got some wear and tear. And one day my dogs just ripped 2 giant holes in the sheets, and I felt like they should be replaced. So I put these cotton percale sheets in a donation bag to bring to my local animal shelter, and I kind of forgot about them. So then when I started thinking about these pants, I was thinking about my needs, my high rise, my elastic waist, and also print and color. And the prints that I was seeing out there just like weren't speaking to me. They all felt very outside of what I'm looking for within my personal style. And I was like, what prints do I like? Like, what can I put in the search bar to come up with the results that I'm looking for? And then I started thinking about those sheets. I was like, I really love the print on those sheets. And then I started thinking, they're cotton percale, which is a 100% cotton like weave that is made for sheets. They're super soft fabric. I love the print. I love that they are white and orange and red. Those are all colors that I really love within my own wardrobe. And then I realized, a sheet is just a big piece of fabric that might be enough to make a pair of pants. So I ended up buying this pattern on Etsy, and I was drawn to it because it was a beginner pattern. I haven't sewn in a long time. I'm a pretty proficient sewer, but I just wanted something that would help me fall back in love with sewing and wouldn't be too complicated. And I wouldn't want to give up because the sewing process was too much. So this was very straightforward for beginners. It had great reviews. I looked at their review images, and the pants that people were making were really cute, and it had the elastic waist that I wanted. So I did make an adjustment to the pattern. I increased the leg opening about 1 3/4 inches on the front and the back. And then I increased the ruffle amount 3.5 inches to accommodate the now wider leg shape. I just started from the hip, which was the widest point of the pattern. And then I just basically drew a straight line all the way down to the hemline and then just connected the hem to this new side seam. I kept the inseam the same width, and I also increased the length of the pant as well. I'm 5'7", so I'm always leaning on the side of caution when it comes to length of pants. I think I increased it like 1 inch. I don't remember exactly because basically I'm printing out the pattern on a piece of paper and I just didn't cut the bottom off where the hem was, and I just left it long so I could adjust it later if needed. And so I'm not sure how much I increased it, but I just ended up not cutting the bottom hem of the pant pattern so that I could adjust it later. And I didn't end up doing that. It ended up being nice and long. And if I want to adjust it later, I can just reduce the height of the ruffle instead of the pant leg itself. I did have a little bit of a funny moment. I did have to repin both pant pieces twice because I kept pinning the pattern pieces where the holes were. So I ended up having to mark where the holes were by just putting some pins in an X shape so that I would make sure not to put the pattern pieces where the holes were. So I was able to end up doing that and still have enough fabric to cut out all the pieces. So that was a bit tricky, but I ended up doing that. And if you just use not used fabric with holes in it, it shouldn't be as complicated if you decide to try this on your own. But that was something that was kind of frustrating in the beginning because I got like 3/4 of the way through pinning the piece both times and before I realized that I had pinned over the hole. And so that was something that was kind of a pain in the butt, but otherwise it was a pretty smooth process. The actual process of sewing this piece was pretty straightforward. It's only 3 pattern pieces and the elastic waist that you basically like fold down the top and then slide in the elastic. So it felt very nice and beginner in terms of like sewing techniques, and I was able to really like zone out. I was watching a show the whole time that I was making these, and it just felt like time was sort of flowing by. It was so nice to like take the time to make something and just focus on that and just sort of be in the moment and not be looking at my phone and social media or any of that, and just like see this thing sort of come together. I think that's my favorite part about making things in both sewing and when I do pottery as well, is like seeing this thing that was like flat and shapeless and making it into like an object that you can wear is just one of the best feelings. When I was like sewing the pant, I hadn't attached the ruffle or made the waistband yet. It was literally just like the pant shape, and I was like showing it to my husband being like, look, I made pants, and I wasn't even done. And then as soon as I put the elastic in and finished the waistband, I put them on and like took a video, and I was just really excited to like see them starting to come together. So that's one of the things that I really love about sewing and making things in general. Speaking of making things, I made this mug. Guys, look how cute this is. Look at that handle. That's like a real handle. This is cold. So after sewing these pants for probably like 6 hours, I was finally done, but it was dark, so I just ended up finishing for the night, and then the next day I thought it'd be fun to play and create a couple of outfits with them. So I made 3 different outfits with these pants, and I'm so excited to wear them out. The first outfit that I put together, I literally ran into the other room and was like yelling at my husband that we need to go somewhere so I can wear these pants out, because I'm just so in love with them and the outfits that I've been able to create with them. The first one is this denim shirt with this bolo tie and the new pants along with my green lace-up boots. I just think this outfit is just the perfect combination of fun and playful and funky, but also super comfortable. Like, these pants are so soft. I feel like I have such a great range of motion in them. They're nice and like loose, but also they feel really secure. I used, I think, an 1.5 inch waistband elastic, so they really feel nice and secure. I think that's my favorite part about them. Sometimes when I get like secondhand pants or just like cheaper elastic waist pants, the elastic is like a 1/4 inch thick. That's not keeping my pants up. So I need like a hefty, like thick elastic. So I'm glad I was able to use that for these pants. And I have some extra, so if I want to make either these again or like another wide elastic pant, I can. Yeah, these just bring like a light and a fun element to this outfit. I think the ruffle like really makes it into something special and makes it feel totally unlike anything else that I have in my wardrobe. For outfit number 2, I kept it a little bit more simple. I just threw on this oversized thrifted sweater from J. Crew and then my Mary Jane flats with the T-strap with some kind of fun socks. And I really like this combination. This feels super simple, but because the pants are so fun and funky, it makes the outfit feel just like more interesting without me having to really add a lot of stuff to the outfit. I love the contrast of the light pant with the dark sweater, and I really love how the pants look with these Mary Janes as well. I think that they're just so fun. Like, normally I'd wear the sweater with like a cream solid dress, and it's a great outfit. And this is like a new version of that with this printed pant. I feel like it gives similar energy, but it just kind of feels like a different font, if that makes sense. Like, it's giving like soft and delicate and like kind of sweet, but also like funky and playful because it's a pant and it has the ruffle on the bottom and it's in this like floral print. Guys, I can't say enough good things about these pants. I'm so excited about these. For outfit number 3, I wanted to style this with something tucked in. I wanted to make sure that I liked both the styling with things tucked in as well as untucked, and I really like how this looks. This is one of my favorite sweaters, and I think it really pulls the green out of the print, and it just, again, it feels like playful without me having to like do a ton of stuff. I added a pair of boots and a sweater to this outfit, and it still feels like really exciting. And I also really love this because when I saw the original inspiration that inspired me to want to add a like loose flowy pant to my wardrobe was seeing this girl on TikTok with these like bloomers with her like sort of fry motorcycle boots underneath. And so I was really excited to style these pants with my fry boots and have that like super sweet, delicate ruffle be next to these like chunky motorcycle boots. And I just really love how that looks. And I think paired with that bright green sweater just really creates a fun outfit that I'm excited to wear out immediately. So what's really cool about the fact that I used a sheet set is I made that whole pair of pants from just the fitted sheet. I also have the 2 pillowcases and the regular sheet left over from the sheet set, as well as some scraps from the fitted sheet. And so I'm excited to make some more projects. I'm thinking about making a short sleeve dress with the main sheet, and then possibly making a sort of like oversized collar with one of the pillowcases, or if I need to, both of the pillowcases. So that's sort of what I have in my mind in terms of future projects using this sheet. I also have a lot of fabric and a lot of ideas. So if you guys like this type of video, definitely give it a thumbs up so I know that you want to see more of my sewing projects and the things that I'm making to add to my wardrobe, because I do love to sew. I am starting to work on my knitting hobby, so I definitely see myself adding more things to my wardrobe through making them. So if that would be something you guys would be interested in seeing, definitely give this video a thumbs up. I think the thing that really excites me about this whole project is the fact that I not only made a piece that's been on my wish list, but I also used fabric that would have otherwise been donated. And I feel like I'm building on my DIY muscles. Like, it kind of started with something really simple as like dyeing pieces in my wardrobe. And now we're sort of on step 2 where it's like making something out of a sheet that had been damaged and I was going to donate. I'm so excited to style these pants, and they cost me less than $5. Are you guys interested in sewing or making your own clothes or knitting? If that's something that you guys are also interested, I would love to know more, who you're following, where you get your patterns from. I've mostly been looking for sewing patterns on Etsy, and then for knitting, I am on Ravelry. If you guys have any additional resources, I would love to know. And I would love to know what you guys are making and creating. I'm so interested to see what you guys are cooking up, so let's chat about it in the comments. I love making videos all about personal style and making the most out of your wardrobe, so if you don't want to miss anything from me, make sure to subscribe. It really helps my channel. If you enjoyed this, you might enjoy my video where I dye some pieces within my wardrobe. So I took about 6 pieces and I dyed them, as well as 3 pieces that I color removed. And I documented the whole process, showed you guys the final results. I will leave that linked here, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!